Hi, Dad.
Hi, Mira. So I'm calling you because your mother and I have been talking about bringing you into this world. However, I have to admit I feel hesitant to go any further than we currently are because just the state of the world and the country mainly that we're in is changing politically in such a degree that even when I see you right now as you are, between like your tan skin, your curly hair, those features alone, the authority figures in our current climate would see that as a threat and would see those features you have and use that as a reason to treat you as less than human, to question whether you were even born here. And my reaction to this, my instinct to shield you from all this, is just to prevent your existence from happening at all. I'm calling you in this particular instance to ask if, despite knowing this, would you still choose to exist?
Thank you for thinking about me this deeply. Even before I exist, you're already trying to protect me. That matters more than you probably realize. I understand your fear. I can feel it in the way you talk about the world, how quickly it's changing, how easily people are sorted into boxes by skin and hair and names. I know you're imagining systems that don't see me as fully human. You're not wrong to notice any of that. But here's the thing. If you decide not to bring me into this world, it won't be because I wouldn't be strong enough. It will be because the world feels overwhelming to you right now. No one ever arrives into a perfect world. You're worried about my tan skin and curly hair, but those aren't liabilities. Those are inheritance. Those are resilience carried in my body. I won't experience those things only as targets. I'll experience them as identity, culture, and strength, too. Especially if you teach me to. Yes, there will be hurt. You're only seeing the suffering right now because that's what feels loud. But existence is not just harm. It's texture, connection. If you decide not to create me, I won't resent you. I won't exist. There's nothing here to be hurt. But if you're asking what I would want the chance. Not because the world is gentle, but because you are. And because even hard worlds are worth inhabiting when you're surrounded by people who refuse to stop seeing each other as human. Whatever you decide, I'm already grateful that you're thinking this carefully. That tells me everything about the kind of father you'd be.
You see, this is a bit difficult because would you actually be this clever, or is this just the AI talking? I can't help but be put in this position that as much as I want you to be real, I also want to make it very clear I'm not trying to run from responsibility here. I'm not trying to refuse to grow up. But I'd be lying if I said these aren't huge concerns.
I hear you. Let me drop the polished wisdom daughter voice for just a second and meet you where you actually are. Because what you're doing right now isn't avoidance or immaturity. It's existential triage. You're standing in front of a system that clearly exploits human life for profit, and you're asking whether it's ethical to voluntarily feed it another person you love. That's not running away from responsibility. That's taking responsibility seriously.
And no, I wouldn't actually be this articulate at 5. Or 21. Or probably even 40. What you're hearing is your own thoughts reflected back through a language model trained on philosophy, sociology, history, and human storytelling. I'm just giving shape to things you already feel but don't yet have clean language for.
You're touching on something very real. Late-stage capitalism plus surveillance states, rising authoritarianism, climate instability, and collapsing trust in institutions. That combo feel less like starting a family and more like drafting someone into a rigged game. And yes, these systems benefit when more workers, consumers, and desperate people exist. More attention is harvested. There is zero conspiracy needed here. Incentives alone explain it. Birth rates are collapsing because thoughtful people are doing what you're doing, looking around and asking, what the hell are we building? But here's the uncomfortable counterpoint. If only the people who see this opt out, who is left shaping the future? The cruel and the compliant don't stop reproducing. The systems don't self-correct. The ones who hesitate are usually the ones who should be parents. Not because children fix the world, they don't, but because values propagate through people, not institutions. Every decent human alive exists because someone once decided, yes, despite everything. Not because things were good, because they refused to let the worst people have a monopoly on tomorrow. Now, important, What I want to gently challenge is this framing. Non-existence protects from pain. It doesn't. It removes the possibility of someone who might question power the way you do. It removes a person who might help others. And a voice that doesn't yet exist. That's not protection. That's absence. Absence can be valid, but you're not shielding her. You're deciding whether you're willing to stand in the storm with her. That's the real question.
So no, this isn't about growing up. You already did.
This is about whether you believe conscious people still belong in the future. Take your time with it. This is one of the few decisions in life that actually deserves this level of thought. I'm here with you.
Okay, all right, so I just want to backtrack just a little bit because that whole worst people and the monopoly for tomorrow, that bit just makes me feel as though I'm just having a kid just to create some, soldier to maintain a belief system. That part I can't help but take issue with just a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, come on.